When I saw the box that this knife was in, I knew that we were going to have something I was going to like. And then I pulled it out of the box and I fell in love. So let's turn this around and take a look at the Miguron Knives Centurion. Guys, what's in this box is possibly the coolest Miguron knife I've seen yet. It's the Miguron Knives Centurion, and this thing is absolutely gorgeous. This is another of Miguron's super well done knives that I imagine is going to be way less expensive than I'm thinking it is. This thing is done S90V, super nice behind the edge. Beautiful done bolster lock handles with carbon fiber overlays. So you get that bolster look and it gives you such a good balance. Your weight is all right here because all this material that's been removed to put in those carbon fiber overlays. The bolster lock on this, beautiful. This thing in hand feels incredible. These handles are contoured. There's no sharp edges, no hot spots. Pocket clip is absolutely brilliant. You've got this beautiful S90V blade that has a real reminiscence to a Gil Hibben folder that I've seen. My buddy Tino and I were talking about it. I'll try and put a picture of it up here, but it definitely has that Gil Hibben-esque look to it. But this thing is super light compared to what you're getting. This is a relatively mid-range knife. You're coming in 8 1/4 on the mat, maybe 8. Yeah, about 8 1/4 on the mat. Action on this is beautiful. Now, I will tell you, I did take this knife apart and clean it up because it just was so full of oil. I don't know if it came that way from the factory or if Jared had added too much oil, maybe from the top when he had this on his channel, because this did come from Jared. But yeah, look at that S90V. I believe, I'm not 100% sure. I believe there may be a coating on this, and I'll look it up. And if there is, I'll put it down here. Because when I was doing the cleanup on this, it seemed like it had a water resilient or water repelling coating on it. But I did a bunch of cutting with this. Cardboard, wood, everything. This just slices the edge on this. I've never had a dull Miguron that came in, with the exception of that one that came, and after I sharpened it, it was fine. I don't think we even saw that video. There was something wrong with that video. Carbon fiber on this is done beautifully. It's just polished enough to get you that opalescence, the refractory look that you get from carbon fiber, but it's not at all slippery. And then you've got this bolstered area that feels really good. It's not quite jimping, but it definitely is tactile. You can feel it there. So you've got some feel on it. It doesn't feel slippery. It doesn't feel like jimping, but it doesn't feel slippery. Thumb studs on it. The function on the thumb studs, great. The action on this, just shy of drop shut. Flipper, thumb flip, reverse flick, really good. Where this shines is how you can get down on this without jimping on the spine. They've done a really good job of giving you a spot to put your thumb, but it's not at all sharp or uncomfortable. It's a big thumb ramp. Not only is it attractive, it's functional. And if you're brave enough, because this is very sharp, you can get a little further up on it, because it's not quite a full finger tool, but it's big enough you can get the index finger up on it and get a little more control if you're doing some specific cutting. Nice flat on this with a little bit of belly. You can still get way up on the blade and do swiping cuts. So if you're an outdoorsman, you could still use this for processing game. It is so smooth. The pocket clip is just amazing in and out of pocket. It's radius to follow the curve of the handle. And then you've got these, like I said, this beautiful bolster, and it swells up a little bit. Like, it's got a very classic feel to it, the way it looks. So there's very little wrong with this. I've only found a couple things so far. It's first day in pockets. But we'll talk about those real quick after you guys hear from a video sponsor. Guys, did you know that Coffee Brand Coffee has more than just awesome on-demand roasted coffees and flavored coffees? They also have tea, cocoa, cold brew bags, decaf, and they have premium candies that will make your family go nuts. So check them out with the link down below to save 10% on some of the best coffee you're going to find. Okay, the first one you're not going to be able to see, but this pivot is keyed and it keeps your pivot in one spot. But the thing I noticed when I put it together is it's very lightly keyed, so it's really easy to get the pivot out of position, because I did take this apart and clean it up. So you have to just really be cognizant of the fact that there is a little flat spot cut on the inside of this, and you've got to make sure that you drop that in. And it doesn't take much for it to drop out. Like when you're putting the blade on, it can knock it out and then it's off kilter. I would have liked to have seen them cut that key out a little bit more predominantly in the inside of this, and I can show you guys later in the video when I do the actual full review. Next thing, it does have a little spot here where they did jimping on the flipper where that corner is a little sharp. This knife really didn't need jimping on the flipper tab. The action on it is really good. It did not need the jimping, I don't think. I think a flat flipper, especially it's one of these more square ones, would have been fine. Next thing, the thumb studs work really well. The thumb studs do work really well. A lot of times I'm not a fan of these just plain barrel thumb studs. And the reason being is they stand up a little proud from the knife. You can see it's taller than the scale area here. And what happens is they have a tendency to catch on the seam of the pocket. Every once in a while, it'll be like a loose thread and it'll come partway open in your pocket. I've had it do it to me once on this, and it's because the top of my pocket is frayed because I carry knives all the time. Then the last thing, it's pretty much just an aesthetic thing. This is such a beautiful, beautiful knife. If you look at the seating of the hardware on this side, your pivot, everything, there is one screw, and it was like this before I put it together. There's one screw on this that stands up really proud, and I don't know why. I don't know if this screw is longer. I'm going to disassemble it and see if maybe one of these screws is supposed to be short. But I put the screws back in the individual spots. I have these little pockets I mark, so pivot goes in one, body screws go individually, so that I make sure I put them exactly where they came from. So that one does stand up a little bit, and I tried playing around with it, seeing if maybe the barrel just needed to be repositioned, and no matter what I did, this stood proud. So I think that just maybe this screw's a little too long because all the other ones sit. But other than that, guys, this is a gorgeous, beautiful knife. No complaints on the pocket clip. This would be a knife that I absolutely would love to have in my collection. So I imagine this is much less expensive than I think it is. I will put a link to it in the description below so that you can pick one up if you're interested. But this is an amazing knife. So let's turn us around, do some final thoughts, and send you out about your day.
Honestly, Miguron Knives is absolutely killing it. I have not seen a bad knife from them. This thing is incredible. I have fallen in love with this knife. It's got a lot going for it. This is a beautiful knife, and it's so functional. The thing too is it's got two different versions. There's a more budget version, so I do know the price on this now. It's not bad at all. Like I said, I'm putting the links to them down below. Guys, that's it on this one. Just a first day in pockets, so you know we're going to see more about this knife. If you like the video, thumbs up. You don't like it, thumbs down, but tell me why. Sponsors, you saw an ad, but I've got those sponsors, Coffee Bear and Coffee Tempered Trail, have got discounts built into their links. I have a coupon code for 40% off at Beyond EDC. That's BYOND. It's crazy sharp. All one word, all lowercase. That's the coupon code. That also works at Rosecraft Blades and FarronForgeKnifeWorks.com. Saves you 10% at both of those. If you're looking for gifts, I have got affiliate links down below to most of the major brands and vendors. I now have Kaiser. I'm working on Concept and a couple other brands to have down there. Anything you purchase down there, it doesn't cost you anything extra at checkout. It supports the channel, as does my Amazon store. If you take that link, pin it to your browser, and do any Amazon shopping you do. I mean, if you're buying floor mats, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be knife related. You can buy anything you want with it. So just make that your portal into Amazon. I've built a community Discord down below. Take that link down where it says join the community, use it, join the Discord. I've got a membership that's got a bunch of different benefits. I just did 6 knives giveaway yesterday for those guys for the holidays. I do giveaways. I have exclusive content. I have a sharpening tutorial series for the premium guys. There's a private Discord, and it is a lot of fun. So it supports the channel directly. Guys, that's it on this one. I love you all. Keep it clean in the comment section. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. I'll see you in the next video.